You can't afford to bowl to Hanscom. He sets up deep in his crease, looking for anything that he can play square of the wicket off the back foot. Dwarshuis has gifted him one there. Needs to get fuller, needs to get a bit straighter.
Confidence booster there. He's had a difficult, challenging summer, has Peter Hanscom. He'll be better for it when he comes out the other side. Aggression again. Hasn't hit it as well as he would have liked. He'll just get 2.
He'll be happy with the start, though, Pete. One thing, as Ricky just said, short, he likes it sitting deep in the crease, plays cross-bat shots really well. It has been a tough summer for him, but he'll be a better player for it.
Yep.
He's magnificent around the group and obviously missed out in the last 3 test matches. They worked him out a little bit, and now it's his challenge to change a little bit from there. So he's working really hard behind the scenes, and I'd love to see him get some runs tonight.
And the left arm of Dwarshuis, he'll have to go there again. Beautifully taken there. Neville.
You can see there once again, maybe just a little hint of a bit of uneven bounce. That one really flew down the leg side. Obviously, the line was way too straight, and they did swing a little bit, but the previous game here against the Brisbane Heat, we saw a lot of inconsistent bounce and more sort of up than anything else. You can see that seamed a long way and bounced down the leg side. He's picked up a yard of pace this year, Dwarshuis, in the low 140s in the middle of his first over.
A little bit of shape back into the right hand there from Dwarshuis, and the wicket tonight, punter, it's sort of the shorter boundary to the right-hander's leg side as they stand in the crease at the moment. But how'd it look out there?
It looked okay, Gilly. The thing that I get a little bit worried about with these wickets is when you see little areas of greenness, that generally means that the actual mower can't get down to the grass because it might be a fraction uneven. We saw that at the start of the last game against Brisbane as well, and some did go up and down. But so far tonight looks okay.
Quick single there. This is going to be interesting. Ben Dunk to the left armour, punter.
It will be, Buff. He's had his struggles against left-arm fast bowling, Ben Dunk, right through his career. He's been out 10 times for 116 runs off 108 balls, just striking at 107. So that's a long way down on what his career numbers are, especially in the power play. Willie's got him twice for 2 runs off 6 balls, and Berendorf's got him twice for 24 runs off 22 balls. So he's had his struggles there. He's had his struggles all season, to be honest.
Yeah.
He just hasn't quite looked comfortable. I mean, he was one of the players of the tournament last year when he was with the Adelaide Strikers. A big move to the Stars this year. Hasn't really paid off just yet.
Other thing with a little bit of swing and a little bit of seam or uneven bounce, if you like, I'd like to see another slip. You know, he's been caught second slip a lot of the time. Yeah,
we're talking about those slips. Here's this bit of trouble here. But this is the Melbourne Stars' first game of the season. Josh Lay, little outswinger, thick edge and well taken. And then Mitchell Johnson over in Perth. It was full and just a little bit of shape. Dunk went very hard at it and got 2 nicks. So you might be right. If you can pitch it up with a little bit of outswing, maybe a second slip would be in play.
Last ball, the opening over. And it's out through the offside, so Dunk gets away. He'll be relieved with that. He's had his challenges, but the first over gone. It's a good one for the Stars, none for 9. You see the Sydney Sixers have just got not their own names on their shirts at the moment. And just to give us some more information about that, welcome tonight, down on the sideline, Lisa Stalaker.
Evening, gentlemen. Well, in a BBL first, the Sydney Sixers have partnered with the Sony Foundation for the youth cancer program called UCAN. As you mentioned, Gilly, the names have been replaced by the words that really inspire cancer patients and survivors. So make sure that you go onto the sydneysixers.com.au website to make sure you get purchased and get that signed shirt, because the money goes towards a youth cancer treatment centre at the Prince of Wales Hospital at the end of this year.
Fantastic, Lee. Thanks very much for that. That's wonderful support there for the Sony Foundation. They've been a wonderful organisation supporting so many people in so many ways. But youth cancer, you can, is what they've converted that to. So that's brilliant support, brilliant partnership there for the Sixers and the Sony Foundation. And I'm sure we'll read all those inspiring words throughout the night. Johan Botha bowling to Dunk.
Missed the signal there. Definitely got to be sharp on your feet early. Left armour to left-hand batter to an off-spinner. Get off strike and get Peter Hanscom, who's a good player off-spinner, off-spin on strike. That's the key.
So there's a deep mid-wicket, 2 behind square in the ring and a deep long off. And almost a repeat, but hit a little bit firmer. So he gets that single.
Yeah, just going back to that first ball, Buff was almost short enough if he was quick on his feet to get back and pull that first delivery. Just looked like it sat in the wicket a little bit as well. Just a little bit of turn, a little bit of extra bounce, and you see Dunk there gesturing to Hanscom that there's maybe a fraction of turn.
Certainly got quality off spinners, the Sixers. Nathan Lyon to follow up with Johan Boda, who likes to take an early over out of the power play.
And that news at the top when you read out the team lineups, Buff. Kevin Peterson missing from the Stars tonight. I believe, well, he said, didn't he? He had a disc issue in his back, lower back. So struggling a bit. I don't know if he's been going too hard and long off the tee, punter. Good feet there from Hanscom.
Yeah, it's a big loss for the Melbourne Stars, though, because he plays spin so well. We saw him against the Renegades the other night really take Bradley Hogg and their spinners apart.
Yep.
So he's a big loss, especially at 3. He can control the innings and get them on their way.
So he'll just have one final Big Bash innings on Saturday, which will be the Stars' last game and their last home game. They're playing against the Hurricanes, which that will be a massive game because so much will ride on that. That's the last day of home and away games for the whole Big Bash on Saturday. Quick feet again from Hanscom. He's lovely when he gets those little dancing feet on, isn't he? He gets down, gets to the spin. He knows how to manipulate the field. But that last match, that'll be the early game on a double header Saturday, the Stars and the Hurricanes.
There goes there, Gilly. Great use of the feet. Likes to use his feet whenever possible against the spinners. Peter Hanscom got right to the pitch of that one, just worked it down to long on. Was pushed through a bit quicker, a bit straighter from Boda on that occasion, which finishes out the second over. It's a good one, just 3 runs from it, none for 12.
Live sport. You can watch it and you can get involved in it with the latest Coral action. Bet £25 or more between Monday and Thursday and get £10 in free bets for the weekend. Coral, jump in. Available from App Store and now Google Play. When the fun stops, stop.
Back at the SEG, it's Ben Dwarshuis. Very impressive in this BBL. He's bowling to Ben Dunk. None for 12. Melbourne Stars. More signs there that this wicket just isn't coming on. Saw against the Brisbane Heat here a few days ago. A couple slowed up and a couple flew through. So keep an eye on that. Here's Junior. He's straight into the game. Blue looks good on Buffer. Very slim.
Thanks, June. It's nice of him.
You were just happy not to get the salmon, weren't you? The pink.
I wanted pink. I like pink, yeah.
Maybe we can do a shirt swap at some stage.
I wouldn't fit into yours, Adam.
Oh, hang on. Junior said you're slimming.
He's always taking the mickey out of me, June.
I tell you what, talking about clothing, a little bit later on we will reveal a photo of us 3 and the man that just tweeted Mark Waugh. And it's not very complimentary as far as our wardrobe selections goes, but that is a brilliant shot there from Dunk. This is what they would have signed up for, the Melbourne Stars. Recruited him in the off-season. He's failed to deliver, but can he fire out a big one tonight?
Yeah, a good attempted bouncer from Dwarshuis, but just didn't quite get high enough. They left fine leg in place, so might have been a set plan to try and get Dunk out on the hook. You can see 29% of Dunk's runs coming through that mid-wicket region this season. They took the slip out as well, Gillian, put him another man on the offside. Then he bowled a bouncer. So he's got to get back on his line of length here. It's a slow ball. Worked into square, no run.
Yeah, it's interesting when you take the slip out. He's just got a fraction short in the first 6 to 7 balls he's bowled. If he pitches it up and swings it away, I think the slip's in the game on this type of wicket. Sometimes the best way to stop the scoring, as we know, is getting wickets. That's what you should be trying to do in the power play all the time.
Especially someone like Dwarshuis, Buff, that can swing this new ball. If you've got the ability to swing it, get it up there early on and try and get a wicket, especially to someone like Dunk, who hasn't been in great form, and knowing his record against left-armers and how he's been dismissed this season already, it was definitely worth a go. If they're going the other way, it looks like they're going to straighten things up a little bit now. One from the offside comes in the mid-wicket, deep square leg goes back.
Just on the leg side. Easy single there.
Well, we've got to go back to it again because Junior just said Blue is slimming. And here's that feisty little foot race. This is the best bit here coming up. Just well, thank you very much. It's over that one. There's Nugget in the foreground there. Willie on. What, you just got second. You got silver, didn't you?
Yeah, he was so disappointed in me there, Nug. It's a good effort to run 100 metres after a few beers, by the way. We just won the series.
I reckon it was the hurdle that cost you. I reckon you lost a couple of lengths on the jump. You didn't quite nail it, did you?
All right, thanks very much.
But you look trim in Blue. Sliced away. Backward a point. Hanscom pushing hard, but won't get back there. It's a bit of fielding down there. Third man.
I didn't expect to come on Channel 10, Big Bash, and just get abused by you two the whole night.
I wasn't abusing you. We're complimenting you, how trim you looked.
And I just said you didn't quite get your jump at the hurdle right. We can go a bit harder if you like.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to that photo coming up soon.
I'm not.
Stick around for the second innings.
Yeah, that made me laugh. I was crying.
Oh, too good. Cautious. All the skills. He took pace off. He's quickened up this season, but that time a slower ball gets through Dunk.
Well, it's another left arm quick for Ben Dunk. The ball before Gilly was 146 kilometres an hour. That one there drops down to 116 k's and completely deceives Ben Dunk. The Bunnings wicket replay was a slow ball, leg cutter type delivery, straight through the defences, straight into the top of middle stump. Dunk's on his way.
Dwarcius makes the big breakthrough, and the Stars is often the case, losing an early wicket, 1 for 18 after 3.
Hey Jack, I've got new ones.
You look really grown up. Very smart, Jack.
Like your sisters.
Can I have that? Jack.
Approved used A-Class from £159 per month. Search Mercedes-Benz Approved Used.
Well, in comes Glenn Maxwell, and I like that he's coming in at 3. Punno, I think he's one of those guys who can take the game in the power play. I'd like to see him play with some freedom. I've actually really enjoyed the way he's played the Big Bash. Showed some responsibility, looked good, just probably hasn't got that big score that we know he can do in the T20s. So looking forward to see what he brings tonight.
Yeah, we were both talking, weren't we, before the first ball was bowled, that we thought it'd be a great opportunity for Maxwell to bat up the order tonight with Kevin Peterson not being there. He's in nice and early now. And in the 4th over, he's got a chance to play really big innings here for the Stars. Changing the bowling. Carlos Brathwaite into the attack.
They keep changing things around in T20 these days. They look at the matchups, left arm matchup with Dawson's to Dunk. That works. They don't want to bowl off spinner to 2 right-handers, so they're gone with their overseas pro.
And he's been good for them since he came in.
Yep.
He's injected some life, enthusiasm, some rhythm, a few good dance moves.
I love his dancing. I wish I could dance like that. He's a real character. The West Indies bring that to the BBL every year. You know, even when they get a wicket, when they hit a big ball, you know, they bring something special.
He's done a good job for him, Gilly, so far. He's taken the 4 wickets at 19.5, 42% dot ball, so he's slotted into this side nicely.
Oh, he's tried to advance, but he's just chipped it to cover. Moses Henriques takes a very comfortable catch, and there's that rhythm, there's the moves. They're celebrating again.
Yeah, it looked like it got high on the bat there, Gilly. Peter advancing down the wicket, sort of took off a little bit. He's a big guy from a big height, trying to get it over mid-off. You see his dances down, trying to get over on the Bunnings warehouse replay. Easy catch of Moses Henriques, and 2 wickets down quickly now, 2 for 18 off 3.3. And look at that. He loves the celebration, this guy.
2 for 18, the Stars. Bobby Quiney comes to the crease. He's taken the place of Kevin Peterson. Last time he played was 2nd day of 2018, so January the 2nd against the Brisbane Heat down at the MCG. He was dismissed 2nd ball, so it's been a while for Bobby Quiney since he's got himself into a long innings, but he's got some time here to bat. Brathwaite around the wicket.
It's quite unusual, that last dismissal. When you think about the way Peter Handscomb plays, Gilly, stronger off the back foot than he is probably off the front foot. The way Brathwaite bowls as well, he tends to run in and bang the wicket a little bit more. You can see Handscomb just try to advance. And it was that length that he would have been looking for. If he stays back in his normal position, that's an easy pull shot over backward square leg. It's a nice delivery. Angling in from round the wicket, hits the seam and just goes away a fraction.
I think that's part of the challenge of being a player that wants to charge down the wicket. You're going with attacking instinct, but you've still got to have that mindset that if there's a ball not in the right area, you can play a defensive shot to it. And it's very hard to rein in, isn't it, Buff, that adrenaline once you've made that decision. Oh, slashed wide just for one. Once you've made that decision, it's hard to pull back, isn't it? We'll get back to it next over. After 4, it's 2 for 19.
Alphabetically on a beaty bonanza, Curry on a charge, deadly like De Bruyne. Equally Eden, Frampton fighting, Griffiths golden, Houghton hoping. Incredible like Itoje, Jackson jumping in his jersey. Contact kicking like Lewandowski. Move mega like McGregor, Neymar by nature. Oversteering, Ogier pause. Quick like Ronaldo, Super 6 Sanchez. Tape-ups, touchdown, trophies, tries. You go to Valentino, Woofy, X-Games, Yankees. So innocent, I don't give a damn.
Bang your buckets, the hcg.com.au. Go there and support your team. It's been very, very popular competition, this one, throughout the Big Bash. I'll give you the results later on. Sean Abbott.
Quick single there.
Yeah, Buff, so that charging down the wicket, you're aggressive, you're trying to be positive. It's hard to say, oh, it's not quite there now, I better just defend it and pull out.
Yeah, look, I'm all for being positive, I think, but what you have to do in this day and age is sum up the wicket really quickly.
Yep.
And that should have been, relayed back to the change pretty much from the first over. If it is a little bit too pace or a little bit up and down, it might not be 170, 180. It might be a 140 wicket. And the good teams like Perth Scorchers and Strikers have seemed to be summing up the wickets better in this competition and getting the right totals.
Yeah, and then you go away and play a way that's going to give you the best chance of making 140, don't you, rather than standing there and trying to blaze your way through a difficult situation and find yourself bowled out for 70 like the Heat were just 4 or 5 nights ago. This bloke was the difference in the game as well, wasn't he? I know they got bowled out for 73, but Sean Abbott, I think, ended up with, 4 for 11, didn't he, from 4 overs in that game. And we saw him change the way he bowls as well. On the flatter wickets through this Big Bash, he's running and bowled mostly slower balls, back of a length slower balls, bowls a slower ball bouncer with the occasional on-pace delivery. And then he summed up the conditions really quickly against the Heat, ran in and bowled mainly seam up and just bowled almost a 4-day length and got the wickets as a result.
Oh, Maxwell gets creative. He had to sort of squat down to pull that around to the leg side. He gets his first boundary.
Yeah, nice positive shot. Second ball. For him, back of the length, Abbott's a lot quicker than you think as well, punter. He comes on the bat, hits the bat hard, and on these wickets, he'll do that. He'll bowl a lot of short pitch deliveries, and to someone like Glenn, that's where they'll try and target him with back of the length, shorter balls.
Yeah, I think if you're going to bowl short to Maxwell, though, Buff, you've got to make sure it's shoulder height at least, comfortable around waist height. But like most players, not so comfortable when the ball gets up around the shoulders and around the head regions. Obviously very hard to control a hook shot or a pull shot with that length delivery.
Players are starting to have to become better at that hook shot now, the way the game's going, defending big sides of the ground with the bouncer. And that's an area where Glenn's been trying to improve. I mean, they could take a leaf out of your book, punter. You like that shot quite a lot.
Well, growing up as a 11 and 12-year-old in Launceston, Buff, on hard wickets the whole time and facing some of the faster bowlers in the state, I had to try and find a way to defend myself somehow. You're the bloke that you worked with for a long time, Troy Cooley, in the indoor nets at Launceston in the dark in the middle of winter. Wasn't a nice prospect.
Oh, a flick of the wrist. He's got enough of it. That's the shorter side. Now that's trademark Maxwell there.
It's a magnificent shot. Just picks it up. Uses great wrists. He does pick it up behind square quite well. As you said like this, just picks it up. Flick of the wrist and away it goes.
Off middle stump, isn't it? So Buff just conceded the one-day series 3-0. Any
Thanks for that, mate.
disappointments that maybe Maxi wasn't out there for Australia?
Oh, yeah, you'd love to see him in the form like this and making big runs. I think he's going to take the game on tonight.
Ooh, yeah.
There you go.
That's a good call. Back-to-back sixes and taken. It's bounced off someone. I hope it's not someone's head down there, but they're celebrating.
When he's in this mood, he can take the game away from you very quickly. It's what you want to see that, and then once he gets in, you actually want him to control the innings and then go again at the end.
Well, here they are, here the back-to-back sixes. The first one, Gilly, as you say, just whipped off middle stump, over backward square. This one's just outside off stump and a stand and deliver, full swing of the bat, long over mid-on and put down in the crowd. Oh, got on the second attempt, though. A little ruck rover at the back of the pack, just picking up the crumbs.
And as you say, when he's in this frame of mind and producing these results, he'll get picked. His last 21 days, he was sort of averaging in and around 20 or below, wasn't he?
Yeah,
so
that's right.
For Australian cricket, we hope he continues in this frame of mind. He's tightened up there. He might get a run here, though. Yeah, Bobby Quiney's got he's run about 3 there, Bobby Quiney. Max will be credited with 1. Good over for the Stars. 19 off it, 2 for 38.
Steve, can you save hundreds of UK pounds on your energy bills in no time at all with U-Switch? Yes, you can.
U-Switch. Switching made simple.
Sign in. When you need some emergency cash, you can turn to Sunny.
Yeah. That's life support.
Sunny.co.uk.
Now, it's a beautiful summer's evening in Sydney, and there's, well, a nice crowd come in. It hasn't been one of setting any records, but that's what's coming in later on for the Stars too. Gotch, Gulbis, Faulkner. Seb Gotch, very exciting young cricketer. Bats well, keeps well. But, yeah, there's some support in, there's no doubt about it, for this match that isn't going to include teams in the finals. There's some green in amongst the magenta. Who knows, it might be a young boy or girl's first ever cricket match. So first time they'll experience something like this. So I'm sure the players will want to put on a good performance. We all remember our first venture into a live international game or domestic game. They're memories you never forget about, boys, aren't they?
No, that's exactly right. It's great coming to watch their heroes play. I mean, for me, it was David Hooks. You know, when I was younger, and these guys will remember Glenn Maxwell right now trying to take the game on, and look at that, steps away, beautiful shot. He'll get 2 for that. Laid it off nicely, watched the ball closely onto his bat, didn't try and do too much with it.
Yeah, looked like a bit of a set plan as well from the Sixers and Carlos Brathwaite. They got one back at deep square leg on the hook shot. Just needed to get the line of that ball a little bit straighter. It was just a little bit outside Maxwell's eye line, so he decided to stay leg side of the ball. And see the short ball here, just enough outside his eyes. Helped it on its way down to third man. And there's going to be another change in the field. Brathwaite now brings his third man up inside the circle. Mid-on goes back. So straight away now, Buff, you're thinking as a batsman that he's got to bowl a lot fuller and he's got to bowl a bit straighter in at my body. It's a slower ball and it's a rubbish ball as well. Glenn Maxwell's not going to miss out on a ball like that. It was a slower ball, short and wide. Just knocked it on the head down to third man for 4.
Well, he's clearly watching the ball really closely. We spoke about Hanscom advancing and trying to go for the big aggressive stroke. Look at this, the previous delivery from Maxwell. He's looking for something big, and then he sees it short and just has the presence of mind to run it. That was the 1 for 2, and then very next delivery, look at that, watches it right onto the bat. No risk there. Well, that's not a good ball.
Yeah, when he's in this sort of form, I mean, he's 23 off 8. And he's played you know, a couple of risky shots, but in control of his shots. He's not trying to hit it too hard or too far.
Well, that's the thing, Buff. I mean, we're all advocates for good aggressive play, but there's a difference between being aggressive and being reckless, isn't there? When you get outside where you swim outside your flags and try and play a shot you know deep down you probably can't really execute. Oh, he's got away with another one there. Might have hit Neville up under the shin region as well on the second bounce.
And all of a sudden, what happens when a player's aggressive playing like this, the bowler starts to change too much. You know, the wicket, if you put it in a good area, it looks like it's got a little bit there for you. So you don't have to try too much as a bowler. And Carlos is just trying too much to get him off strike.
Well, it's been a good power play really so far for the Stars. Lost a couple of early ones, but Maxwell comes in and really changes the tempo of the game. I said Buffy's 23 from 8 already. Quiney's hardly had any strike, just works it in the mid-wicket. He's single. He's on to 3 from 5 deliveries.
And Rob Quiney's got a big role here to play, to give the strike to Glenn Maxwell as much as he can. No dot balls, keep rotating the strike around and let Glenn go about it, especially in this power play, even though there's only 2 balls left.
Yeah, and I know, Punter, you're not a big fan of going too hard right near the end of a power play, are you? You need momentum as a batting team going into the rest of the overs, so don't give it up now, what you've just achieved.
Absolutely, because they're in a good position now, Gilly, where they weren't 2 overs ago, they weren't. So the worst thing to happen for the Stars now is to lose Maxwell. Trying to maximise the last 2 balls of this power play, lose a wicket now, then you expose another new batsman to their spin. Nathan Lyon will come on almost straight away, and you've got new batters starting against spin. 3 or 4 overs of the game is just completely lost.
Ball.
Yeah, well bowled. That's 30 runs off the last 2 overs, so momentum well and truly has swung towards the green.
It's certainly changed. Nathan Lyon will be key to the innings now for both sides. If he bowls well and, you know, with a left-hander in Quiney, he's bowled well to all batters in this BBL, to be fair. But it's a big ground. You'll get a bit of spin, so the game is right in the balance for a decent score.
Oh, they'll take that too. It looks like it'll be 2 to Quiney, so he's watching it closely as well. It brings up the 50 when a couple of overs ago, I should say. It didn't look like they were going to get there too quickly. 2 for 51 at the end of the power play.
An Aussie rocker is going into the African jungle. This legend has had album and single sales in excess of 1 million.
The jungle won't know what's hit it.
I'm a Celebrity premieres 7:30 Sunday.
Yes, coming up, the much anticipated reveal of who the celebrities are going in there. Celebrity rocker. Any thoughts, Buff?
Peter Neville, heavy metal.
He's very heavy metal, isn't he?
He goes to the mosh pit and dances around.
We had him on one night, didn't we, playing his guitar, playing a bit of Metallica, I think.
Yeah, he's heavy. He goes hard. For such a quiet, sort of unassuming guy, really lovely man. Rips out the heavy metal every now and then and just unleashes. He's got the helmet cam there for us. We've got to talk to him in a little while. Joe Denley coming in. Bowling from the Randwick end. Bowling to Maxwell. Another beautiful stroke there, just chipped through the infield.
Interesting they've gone with the leg spin instead of the off spin.
Yeah, I reckon with the right-hander Maxwell in from this end, I reckon they're worried about him hitting with the spin to the short boundary. I think you'll probably see Nathan Lyon bowl from this end. At least then he's got Rob Quiney swinging to that side, probably against the spin as well. So
about 10 or 15, 20 metres further for Maxwell to hit it.
Probably won't worry him. I'm pretty sure he'll take it on.
Take it on.
He's got away with one there, Denley.
As we said before, after the power play, you've just got to have no dots, keep rotating the strike, and that's what Rob Quiney has to do now.
Ball down.
Just like that.
Yeah.
Perfect.
It's got to be really busy, don't you, Buff? As you say, eliminate the dots, hit the boundaries when you get a bad ball. He actually missed out on a potential boundary the ball before. It was probably short enough to cut away backward a point. He gets the in form man on strike now. I was saying earlier as well that how good he's been. He has been good without being spectacular, Maxwell. You mentioned Buff. Well, that's a big hit. In fact, it's a huge hit. Long and handsome over mid-on. Another maximum to Maxwell, who moves on to 31 now from just 11 deliveries. It's his third 6.
Well, he's not worried about any side tonight, it looks like he's just going to go for it, which is when he's hitting him, striking right.
Oh, does he?
Look at this.
There he is.
Can't fly that far. 98 metres.
He broke the 100. Oh, not much riding on this by way of points and finals, but you wouldn't want to miss this. If this bloke's on fire, that's the way Nev saw it. Might be in for a little feast here. A Maxwell feast. 31 off 12. That might be the one that just slows him down a fraction again and calms that mind. 2 for 60 off 7.
Lexus LC. Experience amazing.
Plenty riding on the next few matches. The Thunder Renegades tomorrow. That's from Manuka Oval down there in the nation's capital. 7:30 p.m. Eastern. And then the Scorchers and Strikers from the Whack-Up. That's the last time that the Scorchers will be playing over there at the Furnace, as we call it. And that basically will decide who finishes first, who finishes second. And you might say, well, it doesn't matter. They both got home semi-finals, but it does matter. Whoever wins, or if one of those two teams wins their home semi-final, whoever's first will host the Big Bash final. So plenty of opportunity for teams to make inroads. That one tomorrow night, Thunder and Renegades.
It's a beauty.
They're both in it, both clawing their way into 4th spot.
Well, the beauty about this competition is you just got to qualify.
Yeah.
You play well in 2 games, you win it. Pretty simple.
And then depending on how selections and stuff go towards the finals, you don't know what's going to happen, really. It's so hard to predict.
Oh, he shaped there, didn't he, Maxwell?
And then, obviously, the other challenge is having your best players in form when the finals come around. We saw the year that the Thunder won it. They basically won it on the back of Usman Khawaja, didn't they?
Yep.
I mean, they had a great side with Russell and Callis, Watson and Hussey and those guys, but Usman was in career best touch and pretty much single-handedly won the semi-final and the final.
It's happened a bit, actually. The Scorchers are probably the only side that have, finished top and won it. A lot of the other sides have come from 4th.
We know about that from IPL years, Buff, didn't we? We managed to sneak in just in the 4th spot and went and burgled the title.
That's all.
Hello to Hyderabad. But this is what it all means, the points table at the moment. The Thunder. So Renegades Thunder tomorrow night. And then the battle at the top to work out who stays at the top. At the moment, Strikers on net run rate. And then, of course, the Heat play the Renegades, the last match of the home and away.
I think for me, the Thunder have to win really well tomorrow. But I think Renegades are in the box seat to qualify, from what I'm
still
seeing.
Got 2 more games left, the Renegades. But
and they play the Heat. Big run difference.
Yeah.
Heat have to do something special, so it's all or nothing for the Heat in that last game.
Yeah. Lynn may be back.
You think he's playing?
Selected in the Australian T20 team, so you'd think that might be a nice hit out for him to have a little run around and bop a few. This bloke's trying to bop plenty at the moment. And he's got most of them out of the middle. 34 off 15, Maxwell. Saw Glenn Maxwell before game, didn't we, punter? He's got a bit of an issue with his eyes. I'm just getting some drops there.
Yeah, pre-game. Conjunctivitis he picked up on Saturday, still hanging around now, so doesn't seem like it's worrying him too much tonight.
No.
He might want to bat with conjunctivitis all the time.
Well, he wasn't going to take his sunnies off, was he, out there? It was cloudy. It was his walk over to shake his hand. He goes, don't come near me.
It's a very painful eye problem to have.
And nothing worse is you wake up in the morning and your eyes are stuck together, you can't open them.
That's just usually after a test win, wasn't it, Buff? I think he's just chipped it into the infield. They won't get there. So he might have mishit that. Oh, just badly enough. He might have taken one in the rib cage for his troubles. 8 gone. We'll have a look at that after the break. 2 for 68.
live sport. You can watch it and you can get involved in it with the latest Coral action. Bet £25 or more between Monday and Thursday and get £10 in free bets for the weekend. Coral, jump in. Available from App Store and now Google Play. When the fun stops, stop.
Well, this was a throw. It came in and then Quiney just got it in around the hip region there, I think. It was a big desperate dive to get in. Might have been a tight run-out chance, but you're not expecting that, are you, when you're full stretched?
Well, you could hear him through the stump mic as well, couldn't you? As soon as it hit him, it was like, ooh! I think it wasn't right in the ribs. And the bowling change, Moses Enriquez comes into the attack. It's the 6 matches, missed a few games, didn't he? Mid-tournament. Great to see him back and playing well again. He'll be bowling to Rob Quiney.
He's got some good variations, Mo, and it is good to see him back. Obviously a tough time for him. Well handled by everyone, and getting him back playing some cricket and playing with a smile on his face. That's what you want to see.
We've got Peter Neville mic'd up. We said that before. Evening, Nev.
Good evening. How are we going?
Yeah, going well, mate. We'll let you get through this one.
Oh, Moe.
Nev, there was some frustrations about the wicket from the Heat when they played here, but maybe that was you guys were too good bowling them out for 70. But how's it looking by comparison tonight, the pitch?
Yeah, well, it looks a lot drier. Probably not as much pace in it as there was the other night. I think you'll still see a little bit of up and down. But all in all, I think it should be a pretty good wicket.
Glenn Maxwell's liking it at the moment, but it's Quiney advancing and he punches through the gap. Lovely stroke.
Geez, that's a good shot there. Good use of the feet. Got on the half volley and got the gap that he was after through the extra cover.
Hey, Nev, coach here, mate. How are you?
Good, Darren. How you doing?
Yeah, not too bad. Enjoying it so far. What sort of total are you looking at tonight, you reckon?
Sorry, mate?
What sort of total, average total tonight on this sort of wicket?
A good total tonight?
Yeah.
Oh, probably around 150, 160, somewhere around that area.
There's a few more for Quiney. He's going hard at it here, so it's building up for another good over for the Stars. And Pete, we've just heard about the Sony Foundation and the partnership with the Sydney Sixers. There's some wonderful words of expression there from cancer sufferers on your shirts.
Yeah, so just a bit of background. So UCAN are our charity partner at the Sixers, and they're building a dedicated cancer treatment facility for young adults. So you can see on the back of the shirts, there's words instead of names.
Yep.
No! And these words are... Sorry. And these words are selected by some of the patients there, words that they draw inspiration off during their treatment. So after the game, all the shirts are going to be signed and auctioned off, and the funds put towards helping build this treatment facility.
Yeah, that's brilliant. There's a couple of young cancer survivors and patients out in the field tonight, weren't there? Pre-game, and that's terrific. Thanks, Nev. We'll get back to you through the night. Oh, that's even more impressive from Quiney. He got one through the gap. This time he goes the aerial route. It's over the rope. One bounce into the crowd. 14 off the over. 2 for 82.
Could you switch to a better broadband deal without breaking a sweat? With U-Switch, yes you can.
Oh. U-Switch. Switching made simple.
With everyday loans, it is simple and straightforward. Representative APR 93.6%. Apply now at everydayloans.co.uk and discover your credit future.
A message to the sleep poor. Join the sleep rich. Try the Eve mattress with our 100-night trial. If you don't sleep better, we'll pick it up again for free.
So there's confirmation from Cricket Australia today from the BBL organising committee. The semi-finals coming up. Thursday the 1st will be the home final semi-final of the Perth Scorchers to whoever they come up against, and there's the Adelaide Strikers the next day. So that's next week, Thursday and Friday. We believe this Thursday, a couple of days' time, that the tickets will be going on sale for that Optus Stadium match, but we'll keep you posted on that. So it's nice to have the venues all sorted. Everyone can start to plan around the pointy end of the season.
It's a good little battle going on here as well. Nathan Lyon and Glenn Maxwell. You can see Maxwell wanting to get after him. Lyon bowled beautifully all summer through the test matches and started well. When he came back into the Big Bash as well, he's not going to let Maxwell get away from him. Slightly slower the ball before. Maxwell used his feet, nearly chipped it to mid-wicket, and pushed that one through a little bit quicker just to make sure he kept Maxwell in his crease.
They bowl against each other a lot in the nets, and he'll chop and change his line a little bit. As you said, his pace, that's going to be the key for him.
Fair to say he's got lucky there.
He swung very hard there, and I reckon he's hurt himself. He tried to hit that a long way over the Bill O'Reilly with a reverse sweep, and I reckon he's in a bit of trouble.
No, not good there. Not good signs at all.
What's he holding? His wrist or his thumb?
No, his side.
It might be a side, yeah. Grunt muscle, as we say. The trainers are running out. We'll watch closely here. This was from Peter Neville's point of view. Swinging too hard. Something.
He mustn't have warmed up left-handed. I'll tell you what, we said he got lucky. He got lucky because of how much it actually bounced. Just turned a little bit and bounced a lot. Surprised Maxwell and Neville as well. You can see him there just feeling for his right side. That's not going to be good news if he's a big strain down that side there somewhere.
It's no good, coach. That. We don't want that. He doesn't want that. Hitting the ball so well, 38 off 19.
So I've just had confirmation that Thursday, this coming Thursday, both those semi-finals tickets will go on sale. 10 a.m. Eastern time till 12:30. The members, the Adelaide Strikers and the Perth Scorchers members will have priority purchase opportunity, and then 1 p.m. the general public tickets will go on sale. So it's Thursday the 25th of January. It's Glenn Maxwell struggling after that big reverse sweep. Peter Neville showing some concern there, getting in and asking how he's going.
Well, he's felt for his side. I just wonder if it might be something to do with his back. They're just doing some loosening up exercises on his mid-back now as well. That might have been a bit of referred pain there down into his side, which you can get when you tweak like the rib joint or one of your discs in your back. You can get a bit of pain down underneath the bottom of your rib cage. So
it's been very good since he first came in. That was his opening boundary off Abbott, and then he went bang, back to back sixes. That was a much more impressive stroke. Standing still, Brathwaite came on and he just ramped him over the top and then delicately put him down to third man. And then that was a beautiful stroke. So he's brought his A game tonight, Maxwell.
Well, you see a bit of the difference there already, Gilly, just how much stiller he is standing tonight. He's not moving around the crease as much. He's not opening his front foot up as much as he has done in previous games. And he's looked a lot more in control of his stroke play as a result.
Oh, he's hit that well.
He smacked that. That's 4. Beautiful timing. They've got the deep point right around for the reverse sweep. Picked the length up well. Moved away. Cut it nicely through cover.
Yeah, he's got a big grimace on his face, though, still, Maxwell. So he's no doubt still in a little bit of discomfort. It was good use of the crease, though, way outside his leg stump and got the gap that he was after it. Deep extra cover. It's hit hard as well, down to long off. Probably only one this time, and will be. Brathwaite does the fielding.
Still not moving well, Maxwell. He really carried his right side there, running down the pitch, even just for that single. He's done a remarkable job here. They're up 2 for 91. One ball short of halfway. So what a revival. Partnership of 73 with Quiney. He goes over cover. There's no one back there. One bounce 4. 10 overs gone. The Stars are on a rampage now. 2 for 95.
Greatest crowd catches. AHM Health Insurance. The leg spinner, he dropped it short. Takes advantage away on the leg side. Out of here.
Oh, he sat under it. He lined it up. Bit of Kevin Peterson about the big fella there, isn't there? But just took it in his stride.
Just
the height, Flem, the height.
Just slot the goal now, big fella.
Yeah.
Could be Kevin Peterson out in the crowd.
Well, this is the last ball of the last over. It's tossed up on about off stump from Nathan Lyon, but for mine, boys, that's a shot of the night. Quiney just gave himself a little bit of room. Just a classical cover drive with a little bit of elevation on a boof, perfectly placed, one bounce over the rope. There's that partnership now, 77 from 42 balls. We're talking about it, or Peter Neville's talking about a good score being around the 160 mark. Well, 8 and over now gets them to 175. So if they can keep this momentum up, they're in for a big total tonight.
And 6 more. Beautifully held round the corner. Goes well back. Nearly in the tyre.
Again, too short. Too short from Dorsus. Coming back in, instead of pitching it up, trying to get him hit through the line of the ball on a good length, using the wicket. It's ended up being too short. Just swiveled around and hit it for 6.
Yeah, it was a slow ball too, Buff. Just an off-cutter type delivery from Dorsus. I think if he wants to bowl those balls, I agree with you. I think mid-off can go back, final leg can come up, and he can bowl them a fraction fuller.
Yep.
This is fantastic batting. Real entertainment here from Glenn Maxwell. What about a field change? Going back there is the captain, Johan Boda, to deep long off. Fine leg comes up.
I don't think Glenn Maxwell's going to stop. I think he's going to keep going while he's warm.
And we've got a little update from Lisa Stalaker down on the sideline. Lisa.
Yeah, I've just spoken to the Melbourne Stars physio, and he said that Glenn Maxwell thought he might have strained his side as he went out and assessed him, which is pretty hard to do when he's out in the middle. He thinks he might have just pinched his nerve, so Maxwell's going to try and push through it, and then he'll assess him in the dugout when the change of innings happens.
Thanks, Lise. Oh, this could be tight. He gets there. It was all pressure-packed stuff, but Maxwell gets to 50. He does it in 23 deliveries, which equals the fastest ever for the Melbourne Stars, joining Luke Wright.
Classy 50 from Glenn Maxwell there. As you said, 23 balls. I've seen him bat like this a couple of times, but he looks in total control tonight. He's going a bit harder now. He might be a bit stiff in that side or back. And while he's warm, he's probably just going to keep going now. But in Sri Lanka, he got 140 in one game. He just kept going and going.
Queensland viewers, just get ready soon to switch from 1 to 10. You'll be able to continue to watch this great entertainment from Glenn Maxwell. Not many better sights in Australian cricket when this man is, well, having fun. He's certainly doing that. Hitting them out of the middle.
He's adjusted well the last couple of deliveries as well, Dorsus. Full and straight on that occasion to Quiney. Obviously, he'll be hitting to that long boundary, 143 kilometres an hour again. Hasn't adjusted quite as well on that occasion.
Second wide of the over.
And that's the pressure that Maxwell's put on the bowler here. So a great challenge for a young man to find what works.
And Bobby Quiney's upped his rate too lately. He's, 19 off his last 6 deliveries. So
yep.
It's become infectious. Partnership building. It's fine. Racing down. Picked up by Hughes there. And they get back for 2. Well run. Queensland viewers switching over. Welcome to all our Queensland viewers, live and free. Big Bash Cricket on 10. Glenn Maxwell. He's putting on a little bit of a masterclass here. 52 off 24. Partnership of 89 with Bobby Quiney.
That's the other side of his cricket that goes a little bit unnoticed. Just he's running between the wickets. Took off quickly then as soon as he got it down to third man. Touched in, come back for 2 quite comfortably. He's in the wars though. So I just saw him a minute ago signal to the dugout again to get some more eye drops out there. He's got what he thinks might be a
pinched nerve,
a strained side maybe as well. But there's his Harvey Norman wagon wheel. All the 6s coming on the leg side, as you imagine. A couple over long on and a couple over deep backward square. But he's playing an innings that I'm sure he's enjoying. We're enjoying up here, and this crowd that have turned out at the SCG, although it's not for their team, I'm sure they're having fun as well.
That closes out the 11th over. It's another 2. It's 14 runs from the Dwarshus over, 2 for 109.
The 4th round of the FA Cup will be a tremendous success. Just look at the 3rd round. Look at it. Beautiful round. Newport, great job. Great people. Look at him go. Sprint. Not as fast as me, though. And Liverpool. Wow, what a place. The Scouts people, they love me. Ivanka says I've got Beatles hair. She loves me, yeah. And she's a paperback writer. I predict great things, believe me. And the 4th round is going to be one of my best predictions. The Emirates, FA Cup, and BT Sport trumps all other competitions. Trust me, I know.
The 5th one-day international history will be made. The first international cricket game at Optus Stadium, Perth. Final tickets have been released, but you better be quick. cricket.com.au/tickets. Get out there. The series is gone, but go and support the Aussies and be part of history. Challenge there to Perth, or anyone that wants to fly into Perth and be a part of it. It is a state-of-the-art stadium. Very comfortable seats. Johan Botha. It's tight. Squeezed for one. That'll be a great occasion, Buff, won't it?
It'll be unbelievable, mate. Obviously, Adelaide Oval with the refurb's been fantastic.
Yeah.
One of the great ovals in Australia, if not the world. But they reckon this one's going to be, second to none. So looking forward to it.
Yeah, there's not a bad seat in the house. I've had a tour of the stadium, and it doesn't matter where you sit, you have got a perfect view of the action. You've got access to food and beverage and bathrooms and so on. They had a real theme through the build of that and the design of it called Fan First. Make sure that the fan comes first.
Well, that's the thing with the stadiums these days. They're actual entertainment complexes, aren't they? There is food and beverage stalls everywhere. They're all comfortable, air-conditioned. They actually have a really enjoyable night out.
Well, that's well bowled, but even better batting from Maxwell. Wow. The boy's good, and he's turning it on tonight.
It's a great shot. Just gave himself a little bit of room, but again, timing, placement, beautiful.
Pretty good delivery, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's about 6 inches outside leg stump and almost a Yorker, so it was a good delivery. But it's great innovation from Maxwell. Just moved outside his leg stump and favouring that short boundary as well. He got the placement perfect. Slowed up, just chipped down the ground. He's in control tonight, all right. I'll tell you what, he's chipped it almost too well because it's only landed about 15 metres in from the boundary.
So the side strain or the pinched nerves not holding him up. If anything, it's spurred him on to go even harder, hasn't it? He's certainly a shot of ball.
It's been an unbelievable partnership, as we said, with Quiney. He's actually got moving as well at the same time.
Well,
there we go. Better. An unbelievable shot again. Through cover, stepped away. A slow ball from Botha that time. And that's a 100 partnership up. That's a magnificent partnership for the Melbourne Stars. Been delightful to watch.
Yeah, class batting from Maxwell again. There he goes, shimmies outside leg stump. It's a half volley that, a lot of bottom hand involved in the shot. Almost shoveled it through the covers, but once again, perfectly placed, perfectly struck. And the big fella in the background, the blue shirt, liked it too, didn't he?
26 off his last 12 deliveries since he had that little strain. Just accept a single to close out the 12th over. Another really productive one there for the Stars. 2 for 121. It's getting big.
Steve, can you save hundreds of UK pounds on your energy bills in no time at all with USwitch? Yes, you can.
USwitch. Switching made simple.
When you need some emergency cash, you can turn to Sunny.
Yeah, that's life support.
Sunny.co.uk.
Well, the Melbourne Stars absolutely flying here. 2 for 121 after 12 overs. And they've actually taken 61 off the last 5 overs, these two. Led by Glenn Maxwell, who's 65 not out from just 31 deliveries, 5 4s and 4 6s. And Rob Quiney playing the role that you said as well, Buff, just getting Maxwell back on strike. He's found the boundary on a couple of occasions himself of late. He's 29 from 20 balls. The partnership now 103 from 56. Sean Abbott will come back into the attack for 19 off his first over after being man of the match here about 5 nights ago. Picked up 4 for 14 off 4 that night and goes for 19 off his first over tonight.
Great game of cricket, isn't it?
Well, absolutely. He's under pressure now as well. Bowling to Maxwell with that short boundary on the leg side. And Abbott's preferred length is short of a length like that. It's just punched to the man at cover. He's got a wild one there.
Looks like they might buy a little bit wider. Make Glenn try and fetch it to the leg side if he wants to go, but he's so good if he plays a good cricket shot, as you said, over cover or backward point, he can still pick up a boundary that way.
Communicating with Bob Twiney there too.
It's one to Buff if it's worth. If he's going to bowl a lot of slow balls, if it's worth bringing third man up into the circle and getting this guy at mid-wicket go all the way back on the boundary. It's going to be the gap that he's going to look for. Drags it square. And a little bit luckily as well. He probably could have hit that over that man at mid-wicket.
No overseas players in the Stars lineup tonight either. No Luke Wright, no Kevin Peterson, which have to be a first. Might get Laurie Colliver onto that, see if that's happened before in Big Bash cricket.
Did the Renegades last year get brought undone with a couple of injuries and they couldn't replace Dwayne Bravo went down, didn't he? And
hamstring.
We'll get Loz onto that.
They might have gone a couple of games with none, and then they brought in Tashara Pereira, didn't they, for the last few games last year?
Not arguing with that. Well done, Bobby Quiney.
Possibly wrong. I think I might have had one still, but they just couldn't.
Unlikely.
Couldn't field two.
This total starting to really crank up here, isn't it?
Well, they're going to get more than
198.
Yeah, they're going to get more than 160, 170.
Yeah, 8 and over now. Book gets them to 183. You think they'd be able to get 8 and over from here?
Well, if Glenn Maxwell's there, they're getting 10 and over 198. You know, they get close to 200 if he stays in.
Yep. Gotch, Golbus, Faulkner, Hastings to come. So there's some power down late in that order as well.
Faulkner would be eyeing a slide up the ladder there. That's beautifully struck. Thought he had a lack of pace to deal with there, but he managed to create enough speed on the ball. One bounce, 4. Maxwell goes to 70, and all of a sudden we're starting to eyeball another Big Bash 100.
Well, you're watching one of the very fine T20 innings here on a wicket that we thought was a little bit indifferent, albeit he's made them change their bowling as well. And I wouldn't be surprised if he steps onto the offside here, thinking a slow ball, and wheels it over the man at 45 now. He's in that good a nick.
No, it's just an instant replay.
Well, he's a slow learner, Sean Abbott. That has landed in exactly the same place as the ball before. One bounce over the rope at deep backward point. It's 121 k, short and wide. And Maxwell on this sort of touch is not going to miss out on those.
1.5 overs for Abbott, none for 29. So that's the 2 deliveries in a row. See if he's learnt, if he gets a third opportunity. How does he close it out, Abbott? He goes a big slow ball. Oh, Maxwell loaded up. Could be loaded up too much. 71 off the last 6 overs. The Stars are flying. 2 for 131.
Hey, what's this? He's using the new odds boost feature from Ladbrokes. He's weighing up his options. He's got a chance to do something special here. Oh, great clicking from the lad. He's lining up the top right. He's hit the odds boost. Look how his odds are boosted instantly. Let's go to the replay. That's a belter from his right finger. Unbelievable.
At Ladbrokes, get 5 in-play odds boosts at the Australian Open every day. When the fun stops, stop.
It's a good-looking city there, the Manhattan skyline for the Greens. A little setback early, back-to-back wickets in those 2 overs, but then since those wickets, partnership 113 off 62. Nathan Lyon, Quiney goes, oh, he's shaped to go over cover. Lyon straightened, he went leg side.
Yeah, bang. High and handsome over wide, long on. Was tossed up from Lyon, but the length was just slightly wrong. It was a little bit too full. Just got right into the swing path of Rob Quiney. Gus the Goose, what's he got for us? 87 metres, he reckons.
Well, they're just going to keep going every ball now.
Well, they may as well, Buff. They've got a bit of batting to go and not many overs left. And he keeps going, all right, gets stuffed. It's a good bit of bowling from Nathan Lyon. He just dragged the length back a little bit, didn't he? Bowled it more into the pitch, probably feeling that Quiney was going to come down the pitch. Just a little bit of turn. Beats Quiney, all ends up, which brings to the end a magnificent partnership between Rob Quiney and Glenn Maxwell on the Bunnings wicket replay. 119 runs off 64 balls. Well played, Bobby Quiney. 3 for 137.
not whacking like he used to.
Seb Gotch comes in at the fall of the Bobby Quiney wicket. It was a great partnership, 119 between Quiney and Maxwell. He's a busy little cricketer, this boy.
Well, it's an interesting one because you could have easily put up Faulkner or Gulbis.
Yep.
But his job, the young man, is to get Glenn Maxwell on strike for as many balls as he possibly can.
Played well against the Thunder too in his last game, didn't he? 31 off 25 in that game. But you're right, he does need to be busy. No dot balls. The men in the ring now as well with this new batter should get in nice and tight. Not let him just drop it and run. Oh, it's short and wide. Cut out the deep point. Walsh to do the fielding, just one. Gotch is away.
He's a little whippet between wickets as well, which is not a bad thing for Glenn if he chips it and gets the twos and up and down and be busy, but just don't have any dot balls.
Yeah, you got,
right now.
I think 48 in the semi-final last year when Mitch Johnson blew the Stars away in the first couple of overs. Seb came in at 2 for none. Ended up with, I think, 48 or 47 balls, 3 sixes. Oh, a teaser for line. Just that little chip shot again there from Maxwell. Creates 2.
And once again, it was hit a little bit better than just a little chip shot as well. It was just a little check drive. You can see that beautiful release from Nathan Lyon. Just a little bit of hold in the wicket. Got back there deceptively quick. That shot from Maxwell. It's back on strike.
He's looked out at mid-wicket a few times here in between the delivery. Shorter off the toe. Gotch goes. Well taken single. So it's another 10 runs so far off this over. In double figures most of the last 6 or 7. Gotch does exactly what Darren Lehmann wanted, just noodle it around. 14 gone, 3 for 142.
I suppose you're wondering why we called you here?
No, I'm aware. I'm the new co-host.
Pop quiz. You're interviewing Bill Shorten. He's been boring. What do you do? What do you do?
I'd probably make a crack about him being the shadow minister for boring.
No, Waleed.
You leave the jokes to Pete.
I quite liked it.
Thanks, Gary.
Lisa starts 6:30 Sunday.
It's a big night on Sunday night on the 10 network. Lisa Wilkinson joining the project. Yeah, fantastic to see her in amongst the team there. And the team here, the Sixers, are under pressure. It's the Melbourne Stars in this battle to stay away from the wooden spoon, if you like. Well, I think the Stars have pretty much got that sewn up, but they've got a bit of pride, bragging rights. They're going well. Gotch facing Denley. He gets in on it. Catch it's the call. Catch it is done. Jordan Silk out in the deep. Joe Denley picks up a wicket.
Well, it's interesting, Gilly, because if he's going to come in and play like that, try and slog from the start, I think there's someone in their lineup that can probably do a little bit better than Gotch can. Denley back into the attack. The Bunnings wicket replay. It was a full leg spinner. Hit pretty well, but it way too flat. Jordan Silk's not going to put those down on the long on boundary. Gotch is on his way for 2 from just 3 deliveries. Stars now 4 for 142.
Lexus LC. Experience amazing.
James Faulkner. So a bit of a strange shot there from Seb Gotch to probably get Glenn Maxwell on strike. James Faulkner can certainly whack it, and he will take on that short boundary once he gets in. He normally takes a few balls to get going. 150 runs this BBL, only striking at 100. I know they struggle with the bat, but you'd like him to get going pretty quickly here, and then away he goes.
Down. Well done.
There's nothing wrong with these leg spinners coming out from Denley, is there?
No, they're okay. Once again, you can see the cover man, the mid-wicket guy, backward point, all crowding a little bit, not giving up that easy single. Pushed wide of that man at cover, just the one. I think we heard Faulkner say push straight away.
Maxwell
was having none of that.
Maxie's thinking short boundary here, definitely.
Well, I think this was probably what the move was to bring Denley back in anyway from Johan Botha, was sort of all or bust. Give the leg spinner a go, knowing that Max was probably going to go after him. Let's try and buy a wicket if he can. And this is the man they need out as well. 77 now. He hits from just 38 balls.
Couple of wickets quickly, though. Oh, I was going to ask, does he keep going? He tries. It beats everyone. Now the chase is on. Ball wins. 4 byes.
Well, there it was, Gilly. That was the answer to the question you're going to ask. Will he keep going? Absolutely, he'll keep going. He's eyeing off that short side. We saw him hit Denley for 6 in his first over. That one just skidded on, didn't it? Almost went the other way. Like a leg spinner out of the hand. It just must have caught the shiny side of the ball and skidded on past the leg stump. He'll go again now.
He's definitely going.
Let's toss it up, bowler. He'll go again.
Straight back over his head. The authority, good work down the deep. Silk there again, was it?
I reckon he's hurt himself too.
There.
Hasn't moved, has he?
He's hurt himself. He might have landed awkwardly on his shoulder, has he? Let's hope.
Oh, no.
Let's hope this is not a serious injury. It doesn't look good so far. He's got that left arm tucked in nice and tight to his side. Just get that elbow out of the way. Don't let that elbow hit the ground first.
Looks like the third umpire's just checking the boundary. His knee might be touching the rope there while he's in contact with the ball. More concern than a couple of runs is what happens here. Crunches into the ground. His head hit the rope as well. We watch this replay and the third umpire will make the decision. We can see live Jordan Silk is leaving the field. Straight away, it was the shoulder, sort of collarbone region.
Yeah, he reached for it straight away, didn't he, Gilly? And I think the unfortunate thing is as well, I think this probably could be 4 as well, just to make things even a little bit worse.
His head really took a blow there too, didn't it?
Well, the area of his shoulder that he grabbed was the area that actually landed on the rope, wasn't it? Doesn't look good, though.
He's a fantastic fielder.
Yeah,
Jordan Silk.
The best in the comp.
Unbelievable.
So as he goes, Denley comes in, last ball of the 15th. Well done there by the skipper for the Sixers. 8 runs from it, 4 for 150.
If Christmas was a bit full on, take some time out. We've got movies for every mood. Available from just 99p, so you can afford to treat yourself.
Choose your future.
I am ready.
Let's play. I think I found my team.
Just access the BT player to find great deals on top titles in the BT TV store January sale. Go on, just one last binge. You deserve it.
So Jordan Silk, having just taken a catch earlier in the over, desperation on the boundary. Got around there in an attempt to save the 4, and all he could do was bang his shoulder there and clutched at it straight away. He's left the field, gone into the change rooms. I'm sure we'll get an update soon as to the situation for him. Maxwell continuing on, goes to 81.
The real worry for me there, Gilly, is he grabbed it straight away, then immediately he actually looked over at it. So I wonder if he felt that it might have been popped out straight away, because you can see him look towards his left shoulder straight away. But fingers crossed for Jordan Silk. Maxwell now on to 81. Faulkner on strike, just works at true mid-wicket. It's another single.
Well done, mate, well done. And Faulkner continues to push hard for the 2s. Continues to be ignored by Maxwell.
Glenn will keep ignoring him as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah,
well, as he should, mate. When he's striking at 193,
exactly right.
He should be facing as many balls as he possibly can.
Big shout there, and you can see the umpire just walks away and says, no, too much leg side, really.
Good appeal, though. Very good appeal. See, that probably pitched on. Ooh.
pitched on leg, you think, and straightened up to hit leg?
Probably just missing.
Jesus, close.
It's close, though.
Very close.
Wasn't it?
I must admit, it was closer than I initially thought. The angle we were on here looked like it was going to miss leg stump quite comfortably, but I'm sure we'll get another look at that at some stage.
No, I think something's coming here, though. He's just been tied down a fraction by line here, just for a few balls.
The best thing that's probably happened is he hurt his side trying that first reverse sweep, because he hasn't been able to try another one since.
Yeah. 4 off his last 5 balls. Does he go big? That's good bowling, cramped up. Good job here from line. Just have a little look. The Harvey Norman Hawkeye buff.
It's on. And then, well, there we go. There we go. Hitting. You're right, though, Ricky. It looked like it was the other way. Last ball to close it out. Faulkner works it around the corner for 1. Keeps the strike. And now 4 for 156.
Steve, can you save hundreds of UK pounds on your energy bills in no time at all with USwitch? Yes, you can.
USwitch. Switching made simple.
With everyday loans, it is simple and straightforward. Representative APR 93.6%. Apply now at everydayloans.co.uk and discover your credit future.
Back here at the Sydney Cricket Ground, there's some little running repairs for Glenn Maxwell. He's batting beautifully, 82 off 44. With 4 overs to go. Melbourne Stars, they'll be eyeing off 200. 10 and over, gets them up 196. Faulkner can go just as big as Maxwell when he's on fire. So he's just settled into his innings. Carlos Brathwaite done a good job for the Sixers since it's turned up. And the overs left for the bowlers. Rare time to see Abbott run for 29 off 2.
Joe Denley, the standout there, Gilly. 1 for 13 off his 2 overs of leg spin.
Somehow I don't think he's going to bowl another one. Pushing out again, James Faulkner. Then Maxwell? No.
It was a pretty loud shout of no as well, wasn't it, from Maxwell at the keeper's end?
And he sent it halfway down.
Talking of loud shouts, Pete Neville got him out there again.
Good evening.
Yeah, that was a shout on that LB to Maxie.
I liked it.
Did you?
No, I think Nath wants to say something. Come here. Get in here.
That was plum, Peter.
I didn't say anything.
No, good work. I like that. That's clever. How are you going to stop Maxie, mate? He's looking good.
Oh, that's a very good question. I think getting LBW would be a good idea.
Around the wicket, pitching on leg.
Maybe.
Nev, we spoke about the wicket earlier. Has it probably played a little bit better than you expected it to?
Yeah, and Jimmy Faulkner told me last over how good he thinks it is. So it's an absolute belter. So my 150 to 160 is not looking too good here. Oh, Carlos! Nice, Benny.
Nev, coach again. How's Carlos been around the group?
Yeah, really good. He's dabbing most of the time. Very energetic fella. Hasn't had a bat since he's been here, though. Has in the nets, but hasn't been required for us in the game. We might need him tonight.
Big Carlos is going to track that one down again. It's just a single. Nev, it looks like Nathan Lyon wants to say something else here. He's crept over a couple of times near. Has he got something to offer?
I'll invite him over. I think he's trying to stay just out of earshot, though.
Does he want to do a dab for us or anything?
Comments you want to make? It's a batter's game.
Has he just worked that out?
Thanks, Nev. That's into the gap. Fielder gets around, cautious.
It's interesting to hear Pete Neville talk about him being an energetic bloke around the group, because most of the West Indians aren't that at all. They're pretty laid back and laconic. They don't like training. They don't like team meetings. Dwayne Bravo was captain of the Renegades a few games and didn't even turn up. Didn't turn up to the team meetings. No, didn't go. No team meetings for him, even when he was captain.
Just get one more question to Peter Neville, if you can. You can still hear us, Nev?
I can.
All right. Last game, for the Sixers. What happens from here for you guys? You just back into your state cricket preparations for the rest of the Sheffield Shield?
Yeah, well, I was actually doing my calculations in bed last night, and I came out with if we win this game, albeit it's only going to be for one day, we'll slip into 4th position. So that's going to make the top 4.
Smarter man than us. Catch it's the call, and taken it is. There's the breakthrough, and there's the celebration. Well, Glenn Maxwell, he'd just beaten his top score in Big Bash cricket. It's Brathwaite digs it out on the Bunnings wicket replay. It's a pretty good shot to get it out there. Sean Abbott, secure hands, takes the catch, and brings to an end a very, very good innings. Carlos is happy, the Sixers are happy. Maxwell, he'll be disappointed to miss out, but well batted, 84 off 47. It's 5 for 161.
We can cross continents and time zones at the mere touch of a button. The moment the game changes is the moment we see it. I miss nothing. We are members of the world's favourite online sports betting company, and we gamble responsibly at Bet365.
Glenn Maxwell leaving the field there. Brilliantly played innings of 84 from 47. Gets his team, the Melbourne Stars, into a very strong position in the game. 5 for 161. 3 overs to go. The new man at the crease, Evan Golbus. Strike rate's probably a little bit down as well on previous years, just 108. So Faulkner, who's been out there for 8 balls now, he needs to start finding the rope.
Well, they're going to go to Denley, who has been their best bowler. He said he wouldn't bowl, but obviously with Glenn getting out, it's not a bad move. 2 right-handers, big boundary. He'll bowl at the stumps.
Yeah, just 11 runs off the last 2 overs as well, Bull, for all singles.
Well, a man that, he had sore eyes, sore ribs, but batted like Bradman. Glenn Maxwell's down with Lisa Stillacre.
Yeah, we've had to turn off the lights because his eyes are sore. You've been in the wars a bit. How's the body feeling?
Yeah, not great. I've sort of done a few KP injuries while I'm batting, so I don't think there'll be any fielding for me tonight. But, yeah, it was nice to spend a bit of time out there, and at least after I got injured, I was able to still hit the boundary a couple of times.
Do you feel like every time you bat, you have a point to prove?
No, I wouldn't say that. I think it's probably more about the season that the Stars have had this year. It's been pretty poor as far as win-loss ratio goes, and unfortunately I haven't been able to contribute to any wins, which has been really frustrating. So hopefully tonight is the start of at least a couple of games that we can get off our campaign off and running.
All right, well, thanks for joining us and rest up well.
Thanks, mate.
And also, I've just heard from the Sydney Sixers that he's injured his collarbone, Jordan Silk, so they've gone for X-rays and fingers crossed it's not too bad an injury.
Thanks, Lisa. Thanks, Maxie, for talking to us there. We'll try and keep you updated on Jordan Silk. It was a nasty blow to that left shoulder.
Geez, his eyes didn't look too good, did they?
No.
Maxie's. Maybe you should bat like that all the time.
Well, that's what I said before. Just try and contract conjunctivitis at the start of every tournament.
Continues to do a great job here, Joe Denley. Just the 4 singles off this over. The 18.